Welcome to Drinks and Football. My name is Gio.
And my name's Matt, and this is our weekly podcast thingy where we talk about football and other football stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And because this is also Drinks and Football, I have myself a drink. Do you have yourself a drink, Matt?
Dude, I have myself a drink. I had a pretty long week at work, so I poured myself a celebratory drink. I'm drinking a Knob Creek 12-year-old. It's very good.
Nice.
It's very good.
I have myself a scotch.
Oh, what kind of scotch you got?
I have myself the Johnny Walker High Rye.
Oh, nice. Okay, the Johnny Walker
Yeah.
High Rye. That's
Yep.
that's one I've never actually had before. Is it good?
It's not bad. It's not bad. Yep.
All right, but let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into week 11. That was a crazy week. Every week this year, I feel like it's been a crazy week.
Yeah,
And-
there's always those weird upsets and everything, and this is a week that did not disappoint in those upsets.
No, it didn't. So let's just go ahead and get this started with the first game with Thursday night. Now, this was one of the few games that actually wasn't an upset. New England at Atlanta. I had picked New England to win, and I believe you did too, right?
I did as well.
Yeah.
Yep,
New England
I
was
did.
able to take that away, so we got
pretty
that
easily.
one.
Next one, Indianapolis and Buffalo.
That one
Which-
was an upset.
Yeah, especially it was in Buffalo, and Indianapolis basically made it a very high-scoring game against Buffalo's defense that I
Mhm.
believe is number one in the NFL. So, and they did a high-scoring game, right? Like 30-something points,
It was 41-15 Colts.
41 and 15. Oh
Mhm.
wow, okay, yep, high-scoring
Yeah,
for one team.
yeah, for one team. Yeah,
So-
that was surprising. I had picked Buffalo there, so I got that one wrong.
Yeah, so did I. It's a first of many that I get
Yeah.
wrong this week.
Yeah,
Then we
Baltimore
got
at Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Baltimore came through in that win. I thought Chicago, but then they did like a last minute drive or
Yeah.
two or something. Yeah. And so they got that win. So yay, check mark there.
Check mark.
Um,
Detroit at Cleveland.
and Cleveland. And this is a game that was closer than it should have been.
I hated this game. Like,
This is a game that was closer than it should have been.
this game sucked.
But Cleveland won, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, but it still sucked. I mean, I'll talk about this game later, but yeah, it sucked. Cleveland won. That's what we picked. Next was talking
Tennessee
about
and Houston.
freaking upsets.
Houston, of all teams
Where did
against
they
Tennessee,
come from? Of all teams,
they didn't come anywhere. They're just, it just was, I don't know, overlooked or something by Tennessee. It just, I don't know, that's just crazy.
I mean, that had to have been it. I mean, because Tennessee, I don't know what happened there. Ryan Tannehill had 4 interceptions. So, I mean, I guess when you're throwing to the other team that much, they're gonna,
You're bound to lose.
yeah. And
You know,
now I don't
maybe
know
this will
if
be a
that
wake up
was-
call for Tennessee. Just, yeah, that just didn't make sense. Well,
Yeah.
Houston fans are happy that they won a division game.
Oh
so,
yeah, and that's big, a division game.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's Texans defense who is more to blame is the wrong word. I don't know if it's Texas defense who I would attribute those 4 interceptions to, or if Ryan Tannehill was just not playing a good game. But yeah, Texans won that one, so we got that one wrong.
Yep. And Miami and New York Jets.
Oh, I see you skipped one.
I skipped nothing. Miami and New York Jets.
Miami and
Uh,
New York Jets.
Green Bay, Minnesota. Minnesota won. Green Bay lost. That's the end of the story.
God. Okay. Yeah, we'll move on. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
And we'll talk about it more later on.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Miami at the New York Jets.
And
Miami won.
Yep.
Kind of figured they would.
I
Wait.
picked the Jets.
I did pick the Jets, didn't I? Damn it.
But everyone kind of figured that, even though I picked the wrong team. Come on.
All right. Well, I
I
mean,
thought the Jets would come away, but they didn't.
uh,
I think Joe Flacco got hurt or something.
yeah, and I think that's the one that I picked only because it was at home for New York. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Miami won 24-17. I mean, it was a 1-possession game, but still. New Orleans at Philadelphia. Philadelphia took that one, and
They
I got
did.
that one right.
I got that one wrong.
Yeah, I actually did pick
Because I thought New
Philadelphia.
Orleans defense would do something, but they didn't.
Yeah. And again, man, like Philadelphia put up all these points, even though Jalen Hurts only threw for 147 yards, but Jalen Hurts also ran for 69 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Uh,
So
Jalen Hurts doing Jalen Hurts things.
Mm-hmm.
Took
So
him a while to do those things, but he's doing them.
yeah, but he's got to be able to do that through the air too. So I don't know. We'll
Mhm.
see. We'll see how he pans out there. But the Eagles have actually been looking not bad over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, they've been picking up steam,
Mm-hmm.
which will come big news later on here. So, Washington and Carolina.
Washington at Carolina. Yeah, so the football team took that one 27-21. I was curious to see what Cam Newton would do here. And, I mean,
And he did all right.
Yeah, he did all right. He didn't have any interceptions. He threw for 2 touchdowns. But it just wasn't enough to beat Washington. Heineke had a game, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. They just played better, plain and simple.
Yep.
I had picked
This
Carolina.
NFC East team is starting to start winning games here.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, the way Dallas has been doing the past few weeks or so, I don't know, that NFC East might be a little bit closer than we're thinking.
Then we got San Francisco and Jacksonville.
Yeah, San Francisco won 30-10. Kind of figured I had picked San Francisco for that one. They've sort of been an up and down team this year, and the Jags have just been a down team this year, except when they
Yeah.
beat the Bills.
San Francisco, yeah, that they may put a running to Arizona. Like, I kind of hope they put Arizona against the wall because I need Arizona to lose.
All right, and then we had Cincinnati at Las Vegas. Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati ran away with that one, 32-13. So, I don't know. The John Gruden thing didn't really seem to faze the Raiders, but it seems like the Henry Ruggs thing
The
did.
thing is, yeah, it seems like that they're losing games when he wasn't in there. That's another loss for me. Gosh, I'm losing so much this week.
Another loss for me is this next game, Dallas at Kansas
Dallas
City.
and Kansas City. Kansas City's defense has been showing up these last few weeks.
Yeah. That's interesting,
And
right?
they're starting to win games now. So I don't know, they're going to start making a run for it, which is what you want. Like, the end of the season's where you want to make your run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It looks like they're doing that.
Prescott twice in that game. And
Yeah, and sacked them like 10 times or something. God.
Yeah, Dallas just could not get it going. Chiefs took that one 19-9. So, once again, another one that I got wrong.
Yep.
And then we had the Cardinals at the Seahawks.
And I thought it was going to be Seattle because Russell Wilson's coming back. It's in Seattle. But nope. Arizona had to go on and win.
Yep, 23-13. I actually did pick Arizona for that one. So
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm pretty.
And it wasn't even... So it had no Kyler Murray, and they didn't have D-Hop. So I don't know why you picked them. I seriously don't know why you picked them.
Well, we've seen that the Cardinals can play well without Kyler Murray. I didn't actually know they were going to have Hopkins. But we've seen the Cardinals play well with Kyler Murray. We've also seen them play not well without Kyler Murray. I don't know, man. There's just something about the Seahawks this year. I don't think they're going to be good. Like, I mean, they're not good, but I don't think they're going to be good. Like, even late in the season here with Russell Wilson back. I don't know what's going on. The fact that they were shut out by the Packers. Pittsburgh at the Chargers.
And that was a very high-scoring game on both sides.
Yeah, I picked the Chargers.
I picked the Chargers, too.
I'm happy about that.
One of the few wins I got this week. And that was barely a win, too. Like, Pittsburgh kind of messed up on its last drive. But after that, it was mainly back and forth.
And then finally the Monday night game was New York Giants at Tampa Bay. And again, that Tampa Bay took that
Tampa Bay ran away with it. And Jason Garrett got fired.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he got fired.
Yeah, he got fired. Was it yesterday or the day before? Got fired. No, yesterday. Day before, he couldn't get fired because they were playing. But yeah,
See, Gio,
yesterday.
that's why you're here to let us know about these things.
Or just let you know everybody else knew about it.
My bad.
Just laying under a rock there.
Alrighty, so for week 11, I went 8-7. So not as bad as I thought I was gonna do.
Yeah, it's good. 8-7. It's not bad. Let me see. 1. Okay. 5. Yep.
5-10. Dang. All right. Well, I mean, hey, we still got a few weeks left, so I mean,
Yeah.
we were, like you said, tied until this point, so we could come back.
So Jason Garrett went from the Cowboys to New York, and I thought he would do a little bit better in New York, and he seemed like he was doing decent, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. I guess he wasn't bringing that new age game to it that they liked, and they no longer request his services. And plus, New York Giants is not doing fairly well this year, so.
I feel like even though any team can lose to anyone, there's still going to be those standout teams, and then there's still going to be those teams that just don't do well regardless of the situation. But
I'm surprised Houston and
Miami. But,
yeah, I guess Miami.
yeah.
Houston definitely. I'm surprised Houston kept their coach still.
Well, they don't have Bill O'Brien. Who's their coach now? David Culley?
Didn't they
Yeah.
just sign him this year?
Yeah, he is a new guy, I think.
I guess keep him for next year? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Okay.
I mean, he came into that team thinking that he was going to have Deshaun Watson as his quarterback. And then Watson requested a trade, and then all this other stuff happened. I feel like
It doesn't have the talent that they did before.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like he goes into that team thinking that, oh, this is what I'm going to have to work with. This is my game plan, and then boom, like a key part of that team is just missing. So I don't know. I feel like
I think he came in wanting Deshaun Watson, but then as soon as the whole everything surrounding him and everything outside parts, that they kind of like put a huge wrench into things. So he may not be as bad as I said he was. It's just he doesn't have those same pieces like you were saying.
yeah, he doesn't have those pieces that he was expecting to have. And honestly, like even if they don't win another game this year, he is one of those coaches that I feel like they should hold on to just to see what they can do during the off season. If they can actually get some good pieces in there, I don't know, they might be able to turn it around. I feel like he was sort of given a bad deal here with what he got.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd like to see them hold on to that coach, but we'll see.
So that Cleveland and Detroit game. Why was that game so close?
Because we were up 13-0 at the half. And then we just decided that, you know what? That's enough points for us. You know, we're just going to not score anymore. Okay, so here's the stats, all right? Baker Mayfield, 15 of 29 completions, so just barely over 50%. 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. I mean, that's Hugh Jackson era Baker Mayfield right there. Nick Chubb had 130 rushing yards, so that's awesome. Jarvis Landry even had a 16-yard rushing touchdown. Baker Mayfield, our number 1 overall pick quarterback, needs to actually play better. And we know he can because we've seen him do it. Now, one thing I will say is I know he's hurt. He's got all these little injuries that he's dealing with and playing through. But if these injuries are making him, like if these injuries are actually the reason he's playing that way, then he just doesn't need to be playing. We need to get Case Keenum in there. If it isn't the injuries that are making him play like this, then we've got bigger issues going on.
I guess these next games going to tell, because he's in his contract here, right?
Uh-huh.
So do you think they should not re-sign him?
I don't have a problem with them re-signing him, but it seems like whenever a quarterback is re-signed in this league, like a starting quarterback, it's always like, oh, they got a record-breaking deal, and I don't think he should get that. If they're going to re-sign him, they can give him, a moderate deal, whatever. But I don't think it should be, record breaking like every other contract for every other starting quarterback seems to be lately.
But that's not how it works with the NFL quarterbacks. Usually they'll get the next biggest deal.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they can get away with not doing that, then yeah, go ahead, re-sign him. But the way he's playing right now, unless he just like comes out next week and just plays lights out for the rest of the season, I don't think he's worth that deal.
I guess we'll have a few more games to see if he can make it to the playoffs again.
Mm-hmm. We play Baltimore next week, so that's going to be a test. He's going to have to keep up with Lamar Jackson, and he did it last year. So let's see if he can do it this year. It seems almost like he plays down to whatever team we're up against, and he just needs to not do that. Except the Cincinnati game where he actually did play pretty decent. He didn't have like a lights out game, but he played decent. He had 200-something yards, a couple of touchdowns, no interceptions. And honestly, if we can get that from him week in and week out, we'll be in good shape. But if he's going to be throwing interceptions like this, not even hitting 200 yards, just barely getting over 50% completion, he's not going to be the guy for us.
And then they'll just continue with their looking for their quarterbacks.
Yeah. Speaking of quarterbacks with record-breaking deals and all their toes, what are you thinking of Green Bay in this game that they just had?
I have no idea. I don't know if they just were looking past this game or what happened, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers played pretty decent. I mean, he only missed 10 passes. He was 23 of 33 for 385 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's a pretty good stat.
Yeah, I mean, both teams scored in the 30s, so I mean, you can't really blame the offenses for not doing their part.
Yeah, and Rodgers had a fractured toe throughout this game. So, I mean, he also was playing injured too. I just don't understand where this defense was. This defense was supposed to be, all right, it's coming into its own. It stopped Russell Wilson. It stopped Patrick Mahomes. And it slowed down Kyler Murray. So it's supposed to be, I guess they were on a high horse because they gave, for Kirk Cousins, 3 touchdowns, 341 yards.
Dang.
They gave Dalvin Cook 86 yards and a touchdown, only on 22 attempts. And Justin Jefferson, he did 169 yards and 2 touchdowns on only 8 receptions. 8 receptions.
Wow.
So, yeah, this defense did not play its part. There's only a few weeks left, and there's only one NFL bye, so it's getting close with these teams. Luckily, these teams are losing, but I don't know how far that's going to go. We need to be able to pull through, especially with Arizona now on the top seed, just because they lost 2 games. So,
all right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Week 12 now and make our picks for the Week 12 games. And we're going to do this kind of like a lightning round style. We're just going to say our picks and move on. So we have 3 games happening on Thursday, Gio, for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving.
Got
Chicago and Detroit.
Yep. Who you got?
Vegas and Dallas, and Buffalo and New Orleans. I've got Detroit, Dallas, and I'm going to pick New Orleans. I think that home stadium being prime time, they're going to be able to come through there. And Detroit over Chicago, I know that there's issues with Coach Nagy right now, and everyone's calling for his head. And I think this will be the perfect time to try to use that negative energy, that outside noise, to be able to pull through this one.
Okay. I am picking Chicago, Dallas, and Buffalo. I feel like my picks are a little bit more on the safer side. Chicago, just because I just don't think Detroit can beat Chicago. I just don't. But we looked at Detroit's schedule last week, and they had sort of a difficult schedule coming up, and I think we did talk about this game as one of the ones that they might potentially win if they were going to win one. But
yeah,
still going with Chicago. And then Dallas, just because it's Dallas, and Buffalo, just because it's Buffalo. All right.
Going on to Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
Yep.
It's in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's been surprising. I think I'm going to go with them.
I went with Cincinnati as well. Tampa Bay at Indianapolis.
Ooh. I don't know. I think, you know what? I may go Indy on this one. I think Tampa Bay going against the Giants. The Giants are just not a top team, and it looks like they were slowing down Tom Brady in the beginning until they were just pulling away. So I think Indianapolis can slow them down a little bit more.
Okay. I actually picked Indianapolis as well. It's a home team, and Indianapolis is hot right now, and Tampa Bay has shown me that they can lose to some teams. So yeah.
Yeah.
Carolina at Miami.
I'm gonna go with. I'm still gonna go with Carolina. I think Carolina can pull through.
Okay. I went with Miami just because Carolina showed me that even with Cam Newton back, they're not back to what they were at the beginning of the season. And Miami can play. So I'm going with Miami. And it's at home for Miami.
New England and Tennessee. You know, I'm going New England on this one. I think Tennessee showed that they are. Ryan Tannehill can make mistakes, and they go as where he goes right now because they lost their other offensive power. And New England is with Bill Belichick with that defensive mind will be able to stop him.
Yeah, I went New England as well. They're too good right now. Mac Jones is playing lights out lately, it seems. And yeah, with the way Tennessee did last week, I don't see them pulling this off. Philadelphia and New York Giants.
I'm going to go with Philadelphia on this one. I think they're finally showing what everyone expected them to be in the beginning of the season because a lot of them picked them to either win the division, but it was close from them in Dallas. So I think they're starting to show that.
Yeah, I'm picking Philadelphia as well. They are showing that they can put up points, and I don't think the Giants can handle that.
Atlanta and Jacksonville. I'm going Atlanta on this one. I don't think Jacksonville's there.
I went Atlanta as well. I don't think Jacksonville's there either.
I think Jacksonville needs. It looks like they need one more year. This year is just like a blank slate year.
It was like a practice year for them.
Yeah.
The
Jets in Houston.
Texans. This one was tough for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I don't know. I really don't. I
feel like if it had been at home for the Jets, that would have been my pick, like no questions asked. But it's at home for the Houstons, and it's at home for the Texans, and before last week, I probably still would have said the Jets, but the Texans show that they can actually do something. So
yeah.
I'm still picking the Jets, though. I'm going with the Jets.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Houston. I just want to see if that game was a one-off game or not. So I'll go with Houston on this one.
Alrighty. Chargers at
Denver
Broncos.
and Chargers. Chargers.
I picked Denver.
I picked Chargers. I don't think Denver's defense is where everyone thought they were going to be.
Yeah. I don't think the Chargers are where everyone thought they were going to be, just in general. They got off to a pretty hot start, and then they lost some games in the middle of the season. I mean, they're not doing bad, but I just don't think they're doing as good as what they seemed they were going to when they started the year. So that's why I'm going Denver.
And Green Bay and Rams. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Okay, I'm gonna go Green Bay because
I'm gonna go Green Bay too because it's Green Bay, and the Rams lost to a team that couldn't even beat the Texans. So how am I gonna pick them? You know.
Well, at least after this one, Green Bay gets their bye, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right, San Francisco and Minnesota. San Francisco, because Minnesota sucks. Even though they beat Green Bay, they still suck.
I picked Minnesota because Cleveland at Baltimore. I picked Cleveland because Baltimore has faltered a few times, and if we play our best game, we can beat Baltimore. I mean, we
wow, this is a Sunday night game. Way to go, Cleveland.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so we can beat Baltimore if we play our best. Baker Mayfield doesn't even have to put up a lights out game. As long as he does well and our running game does the trick, and I believe Kareem Hunt is questionable for this week. I don't think they've confirmed one way or the other if he is going to play, but I think they've said that it is a possibility that he will be back. So that is awesome.
All right, I pick Baltimore because who wants to watch Cleveland win? No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go with Cleveland because I can never go against them. Seriously, I never gone against Cleveland throughout the whole entire season.
Oh yeah, no,
Seattle
I haven't
and
gone against
Washington.
Green Bay the whole entire season.
One of them you wanted to with Kansas City.
No, I didn't. I went against Cleveland when we played Arizona. Remember, I actually picked Arizona to win, and they did.
Oh yeah.
All right, Seattle,
Washington, Seattle. Okay.
I'm
gonna go Washington.
Okay. Yeah, we had a lot of different picks this week, so we'll see how they turn out because, who knows? It could be a reverse of this week where I did well but you didn't.
Yep. I need 5 wins, and you need like 0 wins for me to catch up.
Right. Well, I mean that's doable over the course of a few weeks, which we got left. So.
Yeah.
That is our podcast for this week, guys. Thank you for listening to Drinks and Football. My name is Matt.
And I'm Gio.
Yep, and tune in next week where we'll be going over all the games that we just picked and talking about how badly we picked. And we'll go ahead and pick our Week 13 games as well. So tune in next week. And if you want to see more of what we do, you can check out our YouTube channel, Drinks and Chill, where we do other stuff. And until then, thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.